Hi everyone, it's Julie here at the Paper Bag Lady 1. It's been a while, but not as long as it was the last time. So, today I'm going to show you an album. This is a custom album that I made for someone whose father is having their 90th birthday. So I thought I would show you this because this was a challenging one. Sometimes I have customs that are just to be made up of all kinds of random things, and those always make my head work the most. So I thought I would show. So first of all, paper that I used is, you can't even see it, it's a Momenta paper pad. It does not have a name as far as I can see, but I really love this paper pad, and this is my last one. It does have a lot number, but of course it doesn't focus. But anyway, I haven't searched to see if I can find it anymore. I got this one at Big Lots a number of years ago. In fact, I might have got this when Mo from Butterbee Scraps was here visiting. I'm not sure. Maybe. No, I lied. I didn't. I mailed it to her once because she liked it. That has nothing to do with anything. So anyway, here's my album. So this is an 8x9 album, and it is one that I built using the Hidden Hinge binding, which I really love, and I wish it wasn't so time consuming because I would use it on a lot of my albums if I could. But I don't. But this one I did. I'm all rambly. It's because I haven't done this in a long time. So anyway, so here we go. I'll just sort of dig right in. So this is obviously the father, and then this was the other side of the invitation. Had some other stuff on it too, but this is the big 9-0. He was an iron worker, so he worked with tools and a lot of things. And when you're doing an album for a guy, you can't just put flowers all over it and call it a day like you do for women, like to fill things in. So I went to the hardware store and got some, hinges and washers, and there's some, not the bolts, I guess the nuts and bolts, which is the little one you screw on. I think it's the nut. Anyway, and then this is an old wrench that I got at an antique mall. And then these corners, you know what? I can't remember if Mo has these in her shop or not. She may used to have if she doesn't now, because I'm pretty sure that's where I originally got them. But anyway, so I have those, and then you'll see there's some silver ones throughout the album too. So there we go. Let's go inside. Here's page 1. He was from Pittsburgh originally, so there's a map of Pittsburgh. This photo mat opens up, and it's got the little magnets in there to hold it closed. Some more washers, and here's a little Tim Holtz journaling ticket. More corners. These are the silver ones. And over here we have a pocket, and in here there's 2 photo mats and then some different papers to write on. This is from Victoria Designs. It was a printable that I printed out. Then I have some of my coffee dyed tags, some more washers. Here we have some postcards from Pittsburgh, some old ones. This is Schenley Park, or it's a lily pond in Schenley Park. And apparently when he lived in that sort of area, he used to cut school and hang out at Schenley. I'm assuming it meant Schenley Park, because when I searched Schenley, I just kept getting the park. And then this opens up, and there's a blank spot for them to put a picture or write if they want to. This is just a view of downtown Pittsburgh. And then here's a view of the Allegheny River going into Pittsburgh. And then behind this, I also have a little pull out. This is in Oakland. He lived several places in Pittsburgh when he was a kid, but apparently in Oakland, he used to hang out at a corner drugstore a lot, and it was in the corner of Forbes and Atwood. So I Googled and I searched, and I found things on the corner of Forbes and things on the corner of Atwood, and finally I found corner of Forbes and Atwood was this right here. And there it is from the other side. And then this picture also had with it another picture of current day, and it looks like there's a CVS on the corner there. So this says magazine, stationery, cigars. So I'm kind of assuming that that was a drugstore. If it wasn't and it's wrong, then it was just a pull-out tag, and it doesn't stay in the album permanently, so they can remove it. And then I used the little nut on the top to hold it out. I did that with a lot of things. You'll see when I go through. Anyway. So there we go. Next page, we're still in Pittsburgh. This is an old trolley in Pittsburgh. He used to work, I think his first job, he was a paper boy on the trolley. He would sell papers on the trolley cars, and he had to have a press pass to be able to do that. I looked and looked for a vintage image of a press pass, but all I could find were sports press passes, which was not helpful at all, and they were more current day. So again, more photo mats and tags, and then this is a school in Mount Washington, a public school. He lived in Mount Washington and he really liked it there. Again, I don't know if this is the school that he went to or not, but again, because it's pull out, they can just discard it if it's not right. And then over here we have a waterfall photo, photo mats. Little Tim Holtz ticket there again. Some more washers. And then this here, I'm hoping this is right. He used to, I read in an article that was written about him when he turned 90 that he, there was a railroad, let me see what it was called. The Huntington and Broad Top Railroad, and there was a large trestle crossing the Juniata River, and you can't really see it, but there is the river down there. And that's where he learned to swim. And I searched and actually managed to find this, and it tells me it's a trestle over the Juniata River from that old railroad. There's a hiking trail there now. But anyway, so I printed that image and put that there. If that one's wrong, they can't remove it. Whoopsie. But anyway, and then I just put some chain around there because I felt like it needed something. All right, next page. He also was a volunteer firefighter and EMS, or EMT, whichever it's called. I didn't put the EMT part in here, just the fire part. This is an old fire truck called a Jimmy. It's a GMC something. I actually looked to see if I could find the actual one that was with the company he was with. They had one, and it retired in 1979, and I was hoping on their website they'd have some old pictures, but they didn't, which was disappointing. But it's all right, because I actually just put an old picture of one, and you can't really see too much where it was from, but you get the idea. And there's a VisEd vocabulary card with fire, and then that is a truck from the company, an actual truck from the company that he was with. Over here is just a random generic firefighter patch, and then this is the symbol from his company. Some more washers, and then open up, and then that has another little ticket attached to it for journaling, more places for pictures, some big old eyelets, because they're fun. Here we go. This page was going to be the death of me. So I had this great idea to use these hinges on the top of this waterfall album, or waterfall photo thing. So I built it, and I had to think very hard about, okay, when did I glue this, and when did I put the brads through, and this and that and the next thing. So I finally got it all together, and then I glued it to this, and then went to adhere these, and discovered that when I lifted this up, can you see those, the tops of the hinges have to move, otherwise the paper bends. And I said, oh no! I might have said a little more than that. But anyway, so I thought, and then what I finally did was removed this from that. I was left with a hole, but I covered it with another piece of paper to make it sturdy. And then I re-adhered this, but only about down to there. And I left all this not glued. And then I took the hinges, and they were attached to this already. And then what I did is I took a little bit of silver chain and attached it at the top with the brad. And then because this can lift, when you lift these, it allows the hinge to slide down so that it can open the whole way. Because otherwise it would only go like this. And that wasn't going to cut it. But I'd already glued it, and I was, oh man, I should have practiced, I guess. But I thought I knew what I was doing. And actually, I was going to do this on the front page. There were hinges here too. And I just gave up and took them off and put a little strip of paper to cover the holes. Because after I was done with this, I said, no more. Anyway, so there's another VisEd card. And these are some little metal tool charms that honestly, I don't even know where I got them. But they're awesome. And they worked. And then here's a little, like a metal ruler. And it just looks cool. So I put that there. Over here. There's the other one of those wrenches, and he, like I said, was an iron worker, and there's this magazine called The Iron Worker. So I got one hoping that it would have fun stuff I could use in it, like even just ads or pictures of tools or things, but everything in it was articles specific to certain locations, and since obviously none of them that I knew of were anything that he worked on, all I could use was this from the cover. Disappointing, but that's okay. So I made a little pocket here, and then in here I have some tags and images of things that he worked on. And I had a lot. She gave me a big list of things that he had worked on. But some of them, like there was a hospital. Well, I couldn't find a hospital with that name anymore, but I found several hospitals in that town. And so, of course, things may have changed over the years, but I didn't know which one was the original hospital that he worked on, so I couldn't put that in, and et cetera, et cetera. And I found that with a couple things. But this is Penn State University, and it was the stadium. He did work on that. And this is also Penn State. This is the engineering building, which he worked on. And then this is a hospital that he apparently worked on, hopefully. But again, all these you pull out. So if they're wrong, they just take them right out. And then this is the library at Penn State. And then where I live, we are very, very, like 10 miles near to 3 Mile Island, which is a nuclear power plant. There it is, as you can see. And in 1972, 71, there was a big flood. Hurricane Agnes came through, and then there was a huge flood. The power plant's on the Susquehanna River. And he worked on the power plant after the flood. And so here's a picture of the power plant in the background with some flood debris, if you will. So those all go in that little pocket there. And then finally on the last page we have the family page, if you will. There's a little Viz Ed card that says family. He makes stools for all the grandchildren with their names on it. So there's a picture of those. He always used to say, I can't remember it now, he had a quote that he always used to say to, I guess, his kids or his family about wooden nickels and not accepting wooden nickels. So I had one, so I put it in. Snyder versus Snyder. There's a last name Snyder in the family, and apparently there's a debate. Some people spell it with an I, some people spell it with a Y, and so there's a debate about that, so we put that in. And then over here is another photo mat that you can open up with this little photo turn that for some reason is being cranky. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's all right. And then these are little wooden Christmas things, because he makes wooden Christmas ornaments every year for, I assume, the family and possibly other people. So I just put some little wooden Christmassy things there like they're ornaments. And again, more washers and the nuts and things like that. And then there's just the back. So this thing is like over 2.5 pounds, like getting close to 3 pounds, which for an 8x8 or an 8x9 paper bag album feels really heavy. Like, I feel like I could hit somebody on the head with this and maybe do some damage because there's all that metal in it. So anyway, I will be delivering this tomorrow, and I really, really, really hope she likes it. The birthday party's on Saturday. So yeah, so I just thought I would share. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. I hope everybody's having a great week. Sorry I was talking so fast, but I didn't want to make this video super, super long, but I did want to show this. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!